Looking to soak the charge move on Abomasnow. The opponent now switches out into Blaziken, and my gosh, do we have a surprise for this Blaziken. Golduck absolutely tearing for it. We shield up in case they burn, and that is going to be a confusion all the way down. So let's get into today's video. For the first time ever, Niantic have given us a cup in the Ultra League, so naturally on the home of Shadow Pokemon, we're going to have to test it out. But we don't like to do things like everyone else. We are going to be using a very cool anti-meta pick as our safe switch, Shadow Golduck. Rocking the fast move of Confusion. There's only a couple of steel types in the meta, and we've got that cross-chop coverage. And no, if you're going to try out Golduck, probably TM it to Synchronize. I left this from the last time I played Ultra League on Ice Beam, and to be honest, Ice Beam isn't the move you're looking for. So the team comp, we've got Abomasnow in the lead as our anti-grass, and we've got two water types in the back. We are going to be safe switching Golduck, as you can see in this battle, and using Poliwrath to close. And in game one, the opponent meets us with a grass type. However, Bullet Seed isn't doing as much as the Confusion, and added to that, we have got that cross-chop coverage. We're going straight for the cross-chop against this Cradle. The opponent shields the first one. We are going to be firing off cross-chop number 2. This is non-stab. Cradle is super bulky, but my gosh, Golduck does hit hard. We're already at the next cross-chop. Does the opponent want to shield it up? Yes, they do. So despite the unfavourable typing, we have managed to get 2 shields off a grass type. We're going to come in with a Abomasnow, attempt to Powder Snow down the opponent, over farm. They make one more charge move. We are going to save a shield for Poliwrath, because if A9 does come back in, we are going to hit him in the face with the Dynamic Punch. Back out comes the A9, and you already know that Dynamic Punch is going to be enough to knock out from this range. Let's see what the opponent has in the back, and it is a snowman of their own. We still have a shield. We can safely shield up. Whatever they throw, they go straight for the energy ball. We are going to now hit him in the face with Dynamic Punch number 2, and that big fist sends Abomasnow packing. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we see the Squid Tentacruel in the lead. Not fantastic whatsoever. It's a bit of a core breaker for the team. We save switch into Poliwrath, and once again, our water type does have some nice coverage against the Cradle. They shield up the Dynamic Punch. We got a whole shitload of lag, but we make Dynamic Punch number 2. Cradle now left into the red. So we are going to allow Poliwrath to go down. You can see that both water types that we have got some nice fighting coverage, as most of the grass types you do see are weak to fighting. We come in with a Abomasnow. We are going to have to shield up the potential Stone Edge. We will commit to the Powder Snow farm down. The opponent aggressively swaps into Tentacruel, and high Tentacruel meet Golduck. Confusions are non-stab, but they do hit for super effective. The opponent lowers our defense with the acid spray, and once again, this is where you need Synchronize. We don't have it, so we go for a resisted Ice Beam. We are going to have to tank one more acid spray. That Confusion, though, should knock out, which doesn't put us in a bad spot. It leaves absolute minimal farm for our Golduck. They come back in with Cradle. We bring in a Abomasnow, Powder Snow, all the way down, and in the back, it is the Jellyfish. So this person is running a Squid and a Jellyfish, but Abomasnow now is absolutely primed to sweep. We are not going to bait. We're going straight Energy Ball. They shielded up the first. They can have a second. Second one does huge damage. We're not even going to bother shield. I dare the opponent to Shadow Ball me. Look to the left. Rank 2 IVs, level 50.5. Abomasnow really doesn't care. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we see another Charmer in the lead. Another Pokemon that Poliwrath doesn't want to see. We go straight for the Energy Ball. We throw the 7 Powder Snows. So that is the correct timing. We look to catch the resisted Weather Ball on Golduck. We sneak a Confusion as well. Weather Ball does nothing, and once again, they bring in Cradle. We've already seen this matchup once in the video. Golduck with that cross-chop coverage coming in clutch. We get the Cradle into the yellow. We are not going to fight for switch in this instance. We are going to come in with a Abomasnow, and we are going to look to get ahead on energy so we can threaten that A9 when it does return. You can see Cradle is left deep into the red. We're going to one shield and look to farm all the way down. Can we make it before they make a second charge move? No, we cannot. A bit of a misjudgment on my part. We shield up once again, but we are absolutely loaded. Back out comes the A9, and we are going to start spamming the shit out of them with Weather Ball. First Weather Ball draws the shield. We throw one more Powder Snow and the next Weather Ball. Weather Ball gets the second shield. They are now deep in the red, so this Weather Ball should be enough to knock out. The A9 actually doesn't get knocked out. We both simultaneously swap now, and it is Alola Mola. Holy smokes, what the heck is this thing? We're going to hit him in the face with a Dynamic Punch. Dynamic Punch doesn't actually do that much because this thing is super thick. They do have super effective Psychic, but likewise, my Poliwrath is super bulky. We're going to hit him in the face with Dynamic Punch. Number 2, you can see it doesn't quite knock out. We are going to have to throw another Dynamic Punch. The A9 is super low. They don't have any energy either. They managed to charm us down, but Abomasnow is going to be able to Powder Snow down and take that game. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we see Kingdra in the lead. The Dragon Water typing takes neutral from both Ice and Grass. We're going to go straight for the harder hitting Energy Ball. Energy Ball lands, gets them deep into the red. We look to snipe with our Golduck, and once again we are met with Cradle. We are going to shield this up now. And I am going to look to flip switch. We know that Kingdra is pretty low. Golduck is going to be spamming out cross chop after cross chop. Cross chop lands. At this stage now, I am going to shield once again. We're going to confusion all the way down, and Golduck is going to leave absolutely loaded. The opponent doesn't make another charge move. Let's see what they do. They come back in to the Kingdra. They're not quite out of move yet. We hit him in the face with a cross chop, and looks like the opponent is looking to 2-shield the Reggie. But guess what, Reggie? Are you ready for the spamminess of Golduck? First cross chop, draws a shield. We've got another cross chop locked and loaded. The opponent has shielded twice, but guess what? There's more of where that come from. Golduck still not finished. One more cross chop to the face. Reggie has had enough, and they concede the match. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we see Blaziken in the lead. Absolutely dreadful. We safe switch this time into Poliwrath, as that is obviously our softer counter. We are going to only be able to hit this Primarina for resistor. We go for the Scald. Looking to lower the attack. We do lower the attack, but I'm not entirely sure that helps us. We are going to have to hope that Golduck can sweep the remainder of the team. I come in with a Abomasnow. We are going to get hit with a move. They are debuffed, and I don't really want to shield, as we are going to get eaten alive by the Blaziken. We are now going to let ourselves get as low as possible and fire off the Energy Ball. Energy Ball takes care of Primarina. I'm spamming out Golduck. The opponent has a Kingdra, and you're about to see the squishiness of Golduck. Dragon Breath tearing through us, and this is going to be an absolute beatdown. Golduck draws a shield, and there's pretty much nothing I can do. We are going to fire off cross chop number 2, but we're not even going to make the third. We get Dragon Breath down, and that's all she wrote. GG's to the opponent. Moving on to the next one, we see another Blaziken in the lead. Let's see if this time we can do something. The opponent switches out into Cradle super late, so Poliwrath does have a chance to flip this matchup. We land the first Dynamic Punch. We're now going to go for a Scald. Scald does hit for neutral, despite him being a Grass type, because Rock does take super effective and Grass does resist. We saw how squishy Golduck was in the last video, so I choose to let Poliwrath go down. Once again, we are going to look to commit to the Powder Snow farm down. Can we make it? No, we cannot. I don't want to bother shielding. We're just going to get rid of him with an Ice type Weather Ball and switch out into Golduck. Can Golduck up shields? Sweep this match. You can see me spamming out the switch. The opponent comes back in with Blaziken. It is a Abomasnow in the back. So obviously, once again, unfavourable type. This opponent throws on 6 at 7 for an Energy Ball, so there's no point in shielding up. We are going to be spamming out cross chop after cross chop. The first one draws the shield from Abomasnow. This is another Weather Ball, but you can see I am running out of HP. We're going to look to take him out with a cross chop. Is non-stab cross chop enough to knock out? Unfortunately, it is not, but we sneak the confusion. We are going to allow this next Weather Ball to go through. We are super low. Back out comes the Blaziken. Holy smokes. We actually overtap, so we are going to shield it up. We're going to switch out into Abomasnow. The opponent is going to have to dump the energy, because Abomasnow would be able to take him out with a resisted charge move. We've got the cross chop locked and loaded, and that's going to be enough to take this game. GG's, and thanks for playing. And I really hate 4-turn moves. So moving on to the next battle, we see the Battle of the Snowmen. Mine with its rank 2 IVs, and it is actually best buddies with level 50.5. There is zero chance I am winning CMP. As you can see there, we do lose CMP. We're going to shield up the second Weather Ball. We are going to unleash a Weather Ball of our own. The opponent didn't shield the first. Like myself, we are going to spam out the second. This should be drawing a shield from the opponent, and we're going to look to catch the next Weather Ball on Golduck. We sneak the confusion as well, so Abomasnow is going to go down. Let's see what the opponent has for our Golduck. The opponent comes in with a Swampert. Possibly not the best matchup. Confusion does hit for neutral, so does cross chop. They are going to have to go for an earthquake to take us out. We are going to no shield at this stage. The opponent throws a hydro cannon, so they are going to have to throw hydro cannon number 2. Golduck squishy, but hydro cannon isn't knocking out in the Ultra League. The opponent dumps all of their energy. I will be switch locked as I caught the move. The opponent isn't switch locked, but they aren't switching out either. We are going to spam out a weather ball. Weather ball draws a shield, and now they switch out into a Kingdra. We are going to unload one more weather ball. My switch timer has now popped up. I was looking to bank a weather ball for Swampert later, but it looks like we would run out of HP. And now, as I'm watching this battle back, it's a really poor shield on my part. That can only be an Octazooka. But we are going to start spamming out Dynamic Punch. After Dynamic Punch, Kingdra doesn't shield. This can only be an Octazooka, so Poliwrath will get the Mud Shot farm down. Even if they get the attack drop now, it doesn't really matter. Swampert is super low. We unleash the Scald. Scald is going to draw the final shield. The Swampert is going to have to throw because we would make Scald number 2, and it's now going to be, can Abomasnow survive the one Mud Shot? Yes, we can, and Weather Ball is going to be enough to take this game. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, another horrible lead. We see Blaziken once again. Blaziken is super common. They answer with Kingdra. Dragon Breath is going to do a lot more damage than Mud Shot. Our charge moves are far spammier. Dynamic Punch does land. I am going to allow this charge move to go through, and the opponent goes for a very risky Octazooka bait. We are going to unleash Dynamic Punch number 2. Does the opponent want to commit a shield? Yes, they do. Poliwrath, super thick, makes the 3rd Dynamic Punch. Is the opponent willing to go down 2 shields? Yes, they are. Holy smokes, Poliwrath absolutely going off. The opponent obviously wants to keep Blaziken onto our Abomasnow. This should surely be the outrage, but they go for another Octazooka. Hello, Mr. Opponent. Do you actually want to throw a nuke? Evidently not. We bank all that energy, switch out into Golduck, and it is Gyarados in the back. We're going straight for the neutral Ice Beam. Ice Beam is going to land for big neutral damage. We still have 2 shields. We are going to shield up whatever Gyarados throws. They go for the Aqua Tower. We managed to farm down with Confusion. We've got our Cross Chop locked and loaded. Cross Chop is going to get Blaziken super low. All we've got to do is save our shield, as we're going to lose CMP. We're going to shield this up, and we are going to take this game with an Energy Ball, and Abomasnow is a Blaziken counter confirmed. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we see Cradle in the lead. Abomasnow finally picking up a good lead. We obviously do have to be mindful of the Stone Edge. We are going to throw a Weather Ball. Weather Ball has been nerfed, but Cradle still gets hit for big, super effective damage. We are going to shield up in case they go for the Stone Edge. The opponent now switches out into a Ludicolo, and holy smokes, our backline really doesn't want to see this. We unleash the Energy Ball. Energy Ball lands for decent damage. This opponent is actually running Bubble. I think Razor Leaf's probably the way to go, but either way, we draw a shield from the opponent. I chose to stay in as they can only hit me for neutral Ice Beam. That doesn't do an awful lot of damage, and we are going to be able to unleash one more Weather Ball. Weather Ball takes care of Ludicolo, and even if the Cradle does return, they are going to have to throw a charge move to take us out. They have a Charm Ninetales in the back, so we just allow ourselves to go down. Obviously, Poliwrath can't be aligned with this. The opponent goes straight for the Weather Ball. Weather Ball doesn't get my final shield, and we are now going to start spamming out Cross Chops. Cross Chop also goes unshielded. We are going to make Cross Chop number 2. Ninetales is now getting deep into the red. This draws the opponent's final shielder come in with the Poliwrath. I know this is just a Weather Ball, but we need to shield something. The Cradle is energy dry. They now switch out into the Cradle, so all I do here is overfarm. 1 Dynamic Punch to the face for Cradle, and 1 Dynamic Punch to the face for A9, and Poliwrath closes the battle. GG's, and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we see Squiddy, Mr. Tentacruel in the lead. Absolutely dreadful. We safe switch into Poliwrath, and we are hard countered with a Jellicent. Things are looking pretty terrible. We can only hit 4 resisted. We go for the Scald, but this matchup is just not being flipped. They land a Shadow Ball. You can see the bulk of Poliwrath. It didn't actually do too much damage. We are just going to spam out Scald after Scald. Second one gets them into the yellow, but we are definitely in Shadow Ball range. From here, we get to 1 more Scald. The opponent doesn't have to shield. They are actually in the red, so Poliwrath hasn't done as bad as you would imagine, but this Jellicent is loaded full of energy. We are going to have to eat a Shadow Ball, but Abomasnow is pretty thick. Well, not the thickest, but it does about 45%. We are going to commit to the Powder Snow Farm Down. If Squidward does return, we are going to hit Tentacruel with the Energy Ball. Energy Ball draws a shield from the opponent. We bring in the Duck. The opponent is staying in despite taking the super effective Confusions. They lower my defense with an Acid Spray, and now they bring in the Cradle. Bullet Seed is now really chunking. I am going to go for the Ice Beam, knowing the opponent is unlikely to shield, and unfortunately it just doesn't do enough damage. The opponent can now fast move me all the way down, so I'm forced to throw a Cross Chop. The opponent obviously no shields, knowing if they save a shield for the Squid, they're good to go. I need to make 2 Energy Balls, and I don't think there's any way in hell. We shield up the Acid Spray, and we're going to get Poison Jabbed all the way down. GG's to that opponent. Moving on to the next battle, we see the mirror once again. I am going to look to switch out eventually and catch a charge move on my Golduck. As I know I lose CMP, I do look to get the extra, but as the game works as intended, we all get the extra. The opponent throws back to back, so we are actually 2 ahead, but when I throw my moves, they are going to get the Powder Snows back, as you can see. So we throw the first Weather Ball. The opponent doesn't shield, we are going to throw Weather Ball number 2. As we know, we've got CMP. The catch is really easy, so I do switch out onto Golduck. We manage to catch here. We sneak the Confusion. That should knock out the Abomasnow, and we see a Razor Leaf Ludicolo come in. Holy smokes, Razor Leaf is going to absolutely rip me apart. We go for a Cross Chop. It gets Ludicolo to around 55% health. Luckily for me, this thing is switch locked. I throw 1 Powder Snow and the Weather Wall, hoping this puts it into Powder Snow Farm Down, but the opponent actually chooses to shield it up, so we are going to throw 1 more Weather Ball. If the opponent double shields, we're in huge trouble. Luckily for me, they do allow it to go down. I don't really want to give up my final shield. They take me out with an Ice Beam. Poliwrath versus Lantern. Not really what we're looking for. I am going to call a bait here. If the opponent goes for the Thunderbolt, they would take me out. We call the Surf Bait. We are going to throw the Dynamic Punch. Dynamic Punch lands for decent-ish damage. Lantern, although it doesn't make 2500 CP, it is pretty thick. We now fire off a Scald. I was looking to Scald and Farm Down. That actually did more damage than I wanted. I should have undercharged. I do not, so we are going to have to Mud Shot down, and we need to make 2 moves. We aren't going to get there. We throw 1 Mud Shot and the Scald, looking to lower the attack of the Ludicolo, and we get Razor Leaf down. Brutal. So, in hindsight, I think there the play would have been to undercharge, but Poliwrath versus Lantern in the Ultra League is something I'm really unfamiliar with. Looking at the Dynamic Punch, I just thought the Scald would do less. It is what it is. Moving on to the next one. We saw Gyarados in the lead. We save switched into Golduck, and the opponent answers with Aggron. We can hit him for double super effective with the Cross Chops. I had a Cross Chop locked and loaded, but I actually get the opponent to dump that energy as they're running Smackdown. It generates energy super slowly. This is a great opportunity to come in and load up with Poliwrath. If Gyarados does return, they can't hit us for anything other than resisted. Crunch, resisted. Aqua Tail, resisted. We are going to fire off a Scald. Scald will take care of Gyarados from this range unless they shield. The opponent actually chooses to shield it up, so switch out into Abomasnow, and it is Lapras in the back. They're already down 1 shield, so go straight for the Energy Ball. Energy Ball lands for big damage. They're not in a range where I can Mud Shot down yet, so I am going to shield this up. I am going to look to CMP them on the next surf. Let's see if the opponent wants to commit the final shield. They do not. But that does now put them into Mud Shot Farm Down range. Surf takes us out. We come in with Poliwrath. We Mud Shot down. We are going to look to get off the back-to-back Scalds. The opponent is going to be forced to shield. They do shield up the Scald. I am going to shield up whatever they throw. I probably shouldn't shield the first in case they get a Crunch debuff. They go for the Aqua Tail. Poliwrath left in the red. Even a Crunch won't take us out from this range. Poliwrath stands strong, and Scald is going to be enough to take this game. GG's and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next one, we see another Blaziken in the lead. Immediate save switch into Poliwrath, and the opponent answers with Kingdra. We are going to just spam out Dynamic Punch after Dynamic Punch. First one gets them down into the yellow. The opponent is going to have to Outrage to take me out. Once again, Kingdras love to throw Octazookas, so we are going to look to unload 1 more Dynamic Punch. Does the opponent want to give up a shield? They do not, so Poliwrath does win switch. They now come in to the Penguin. We are actually 1 stage lowered or 2 stage lowered from the Octazooka. We fire off a Dynamic Punch. It still does big damage. The opponent actually gets the Waterfall Farm Down. we can come in with Abomasnow. Drill Peck isn't too threatening. The opponent throws the move, and I knew the switch was coming. I'm super quick on the response to Golduck. Hi Blaziken, you might have won lead hard, but you're now about to get absolutely fucked. We do shield up in case they go for the bird. They do not. This Empoleon is going to come back in. We throw the first cross chop. That draws a shield. We are going to throw cross chop. Number 2, this should be getting the final shield from Empoleon. They are looking to waterfall us down, but Golduck says no chance and resisted confusion for the victory. GG's and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle, we see another Kingdra in the lead. I'm going straight Energy Ball. Does the opponent respect the bigger move? Yes, they do. Not fantastic. We safe switch into Golduck. Every Kingdra I've seen has gone for the Octazooka. I call the bait, and Golduck gets returned straight to its Pokeball. We are now not in the best spot. I come back in to Abomasnow, and they have A-slash in the back. I am switch locked as I come in with Golduck, and I got nuked the shit out of, so we are in a really rough spot. I am going to fire off an Energy Ball to try and burn the switch timer. Energy Ball is resisted. It still does a respectable amount of damage. My switch timer still isn't up, so I'm going to spam out a Weather Ball. My switch timer does pop up finally, so we come in to Poliwrath. I highly doubt they bait. Bulldoze is garbage, but Poliwrath is our only Pokemon remaining with HP. I am going to tank the second Bulldoze and commit to the Mud Shot farm down. Bulldoze doesn't do too much damage, but we are left in the yellow. Back out comes Kingdra going straight for the Dynamic Punch. Dynamic Punch goes unshielded. What does the opponent have in the back? It's a Powder Snow Ninetales, so we go for the neutral Scald, looking to get the attack drop. We don't get it. The opponent is going straight Weather Ball. I do need to shield at this stage. I am going to look to catch Weather Ball number 2 on our Abomasnow. So Abomasnow is used as the third shield. Weather Ball takes us out. We are once again going to go for a Scald. I don't really think Scald is necessary, but either way, it's going to take 2 moves to take him out. Poliwrath outpace and Dynamic Punch is going to be enough to take this game. So despite getting nuked, we've managed to pull off the dub. Moving on to the next one. We see another Man of Culture rocking the Shadow Poliwrath. I imagine they are going to look to bait me, so I'm going to attempt to catch the Scald on my own Poliwrath. They now come in with a Cradle. I am going to look to shield once in this matchup. So we shield the Grass Knot, we throw 1 Mud Shot and the Dynamic Punch. Dynamic Punch does hit for super effective. The opponent lets it go. Poliwrath is going to outpace to the next charge move. I'm going to go for a Scald. If they are in Scald range, the opponent opts the shield and they actually throw immediately. This is absolute best case scenario for myself. We should be able to come in to the Snowman and commit to the Powder Snow farm down. Back out comes Abomasnow. The opponent switches out into Blaziken, and once again, hi Blaziken. We go straight for the cross chop. Does the opponent want to commit the final shield? Yes, they do, but confusion has got them into a range where any charge move from Abomasnow would take him out. They go for the Blaze Kick. That doesn't take out Golduck. The opponent now throws yet more energy. They are now so low. We can Powder Snow them all the way down. Whatever comes in is going to get hit with an Energy Ball to the face. I believe it is Poliwrath, but whatever it is, I'm going to go for back-to-back Energy Ball. That near one-shots, we Powder Snow down, and the opponent concedes the match. GG's, and thanks for playing. So those were the battles in the Weather Cup, featuring a pretty spicy team. I don't think anyone else is running Shadow Golduck. It's a pretty fun pick. It's got some nice coverage, but as I said in the intro, if you are going to run it, I highly recommend Synchronize. So when you see something like a Jellicent, at least you can hit him for neutral. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing, and I will see you all in the next one.